Hill, thanks for joining us today on The Story. An Atlanta mother says her 2-year-old son desperately needs a kidney, that his father is a man. It comes to this Harvey Weinstein scandal that started a lot of this conversation. We can tell you 40 women have now come forward accusing the Hollywood mogul. And while we haven't really seen or heard from Weinstein in days, his company, the one that fired him last week, could actually be hearing from him today. At this hour, the few remaining members of the Weinstein Company's board meeting to discuss the fate of their now disgraced film company. Weinstein is expected to call in. Senior media correspondent, again, Diane Gallagher reporting there. We did reach out to the administrator of the now closed Hollywood Hills Rehab Center. We have not heard back. It may feel like nearly every woman and some men have dealt with some form of sexual harassment or assault. When they come forward, though, there's often a criticism of why now, or maybe the question of why didn't you go to HR if it happened at work? But is HR really your friend in this situation? Do they have your back or the company's? And what if you don't have an HR department to turn to? What then? CNN Money technology writer Sarah Ashley O'Brien is on that story. So you co-wrote, I will say, a fascinating piece on this. The entire show team here, we read it and it really gave us pause and made us think for a minute. A lot of the women who were coming forward alleging what happened with Harvey Weinstein didn't work for the Weinstein Company at the time, so they're not going to go to the HR department there. What do you do if there is no HR, if there's no one who, in theory, would have your back?
Right. It's a very good question. So
then do you go to a lawyer? Do you go to the police department?
Right. So, we talked to a bunch of lawyers, and they said the best course of action is usually to bring a case anymore.
What if you do work for a company, though, where there is an HR department? You're told as an employee, HR has your back, everything is confidential. Number one, do they have the employee's back? Or maybe the boss's back? And number two, how do I know it's really going to stay confidential?
Yeah, it's another great question. I mean, I talked to a bunch of lawyers about to investigate into the claims that you are reporting, and if they don't take proper action, then you might have a case.
Wow, it's sobering but important and a lot to think about. Sarah, thank you.
Thank you.
Tears, gasps, as a certainly make you watch setting my DVR. Thanks for joining us here on